Good morning. Thank you for being here today. The plan is going to pilot closing streets in New York City because we have much less traffic in New York City. We have many fewer vehicles in New York City. Open streets. People want to walk. They want to go out and get some air. You want a less dense area. So pilot closing streets to cars, opening streets to pedestrians. We'll also enact mandatory playground social density, which is probably a new concept. No close contact sports in a playground. No basketball, for example. You cannot do it. We're asking people to do that on a voluntary basis. If there is non-compliance with that, we will then make it mandatory and we will actually close the playgrounds. We don't want to do that because playgrounds are a place to go out and get open air, but you have to exercise social density even in a playground. Gareth Rhodes, who is the Deputy Superintendent of Department of Financial Services, has worked with me for a long time because the evidence suggests that the density control measures may be working. And again, we're doing this from projections. But look at this because it's interesting. This past Sunday, the projection was that hospitalizations were doubling every 2 days, okay? On Monday, the numbers suggested that the hospitalizations were doubling every 3.4 days. On Tuesday, the projection suggested that the hospitalizations were doubling every 4.7 days. Now, that is almost too good to be true. But the theory is, given the density that we're dealing with, it spreads very quickly, but if you reduce the density, you can reduce the spread very quickly. President of Empire College, Dr. Howard Zucker, Health Commissioner, Melissa DeRosa, Secretary to the Governor. In terms of numbers, total tested, we're up to 103,000 people. New tests, we're up to 12,000. As of yesterday, about 28% of all testing nationwide has been performed by the state of New York. The state of New York is doing more testing than any state in the United States of America. We have no anticipation of having to prioritize ventilator usage. Number of positive cases, we're up to 30,000. Number of new cases, 5,000. Again, you see the numbers, 17,000 New York City, 4,000 in Westchester, 3,000 in Nassau County.
You showed up numbers that showed you're optimistically at 15,000 and you say you're going to need 40,000.
Most impacted states, we're at 30,000. Next closest state is New Jersey at 3, California 2. This is a really dramatic differential, and this is what I argue to anyone who will listen. We have 10 times the problem that the next state has, which is New Jersey. You compare us to California, which is larger in terms of population. We have 15 times the problem. The Attorney General's office, and he's part of our SWAT team. We have James Malatris. The Senate is also considering a $2 trillion bill, which is, quote unquote, relief for businesses, individuals, and governments. It would really be terrible for the state of New York.
When it comes to like short-term authority?
If we don't get more funding from the feds, I don't know how we write the budget. And that's why this Senate bill is so troublesome. I know the politics of play nice and don't put any pressure on any other elected official. Otherwise, they'll say you have sharp elbows and you don't play nice in the sandbox. This is not a time to play nice in the sandbox. I represent the people of the state of New York. I get paid to represent them. I'm an attorney. I'm an advocate. I'm a New Yorker born and bred. I'm New York tough. If you are hurting the people of the state, I'm going to do everything I can do to defend them. And I'm going to fight for the people of New York to the best of my ability. And we need more federal help than this bill gives us. The House bill would have given us $17 billion. The Senate bill gives us $3 billion. I mean, that's a dramatic, dramatic difference. I'm going to go to work. Thank you very much, guys. Not that this wasn't work. It's like a pleasure, though, a pleasure.